Hey, welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is as I mentioned on my Facebook page, chock full of adventure today. Since I didn't get to post anything on Father's Day last weekend, happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers that I know and the ones I don't know. So, we're gonna have a lot going on here. So this episode, I got um, gardening in, and you're gonna see my first ever harvest of a real carrot, and also one of the first watermelons that I have. That is pretty exciting for me because I didn't get any melons last year. Nothing grew. Well, I take that back. The vines grew, but nothing ever came out. No flowers, no, little mini gourds growing to a good size or anything like that. Nothing. I got absolutely nothing. And then my loofah died because of the freeze and just the whole things that you learn as you become a gardener. So I'm gonna have my one carrot harvest. I have two more in the ground still, but they're not ready to be harvested yet. So I have one, and I'll show the eating of it later on today in this episode. And then I also have the watermelon, like I said, and surprise, you get to see what color it is. And then also a little update on the loofah and update on some other things I'm working on. And then we're going to go into Zen Moment, and then we're going to have some spirits. I'm not sure what I have. I'm going to go downstairs and take a look and see what I can cobble together for spirit times. And then we're going to also just try to get as much other things in here as I can. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't even know myself. So I'll get some more stuff in here. So no old man rant today, but I will talk about adventures of driving. So let's stay tuned, and you're gonna get some exciting videos today. I think it's gonna be a little bit longer than normal, so I hope you'll stay with me. And for those of you the first time watching it, welcome. For those of you who have seen it before, welcome back. And also the audio was called No Home or Home. I'll see if I can find it again. No, of course I don't. I can't see it. So I'll figure that out during when you watch the gardening. So here's some of the gardening ones. You're gonna get a couple of videos and some pictures, and I hope you enjoy. And I'll give you some updates on how some of that comes about and how to do some gardening on your own. So I am not anywhere near an expert. I am not a subject matter expert, but I am willing to hit and miss and see what we get. So maybe that will help you on your adventure if you want to start gardening. So here we go. Hey everybody. Thanks to my assistant, Julia Takashita, and her husband, James Takashita. We're here with the first melon that I'm ever going to have from my harvest. And we're going to be surprised on the color because I have no idea. So, the reason why I picked this melon today is because it's starting to get what is called bottom blossom rot, which means it was either low in calcium or the humidity and heat had it in such a weird place that it was getting too hot, then too cold, and too hot, and then too cold. And then also maybe the water. But the other melons I checked are doing fine. So I picked it. I put it in the fridge for about hour and a half because you really want, when you first pick it, you really want to cool it, they say, before you cut it and then try to eat it. And I'm going to eat it. I'm going to cut off this piece and then I'm going to look at the rest, and then we're going to have a taste of it. So it can be one of four colors: red, orange, yellow, or purple. At least that's what the seeds are telling me, and they're all distinctly different, so I'm going to believe them when they say that. So, I got my watermelon knife, Which, by the way, my mom got this for me. I thought it was fantastic, and I was like, this is very unique. I've never seen this. And then the next season, I went to HEB, and there was like 500 of them for sale there. So that's all right. I like it anyway. It's perfect for cutting melon. So here we go. If you want to get in close, I'm going to just cut this all the way off. And look at that. It's yellow. No, it's not raw. It's actually yellow. So now I'm going to cut off the rind, which, by the way, is really tough to see what's rind and what's actual melon. One, because it's small, and two, because it's yellow. So also, by the way, the bottom is white, which means it's not as sweet. So if you're trying to grow your own melons, the bottom, when it becomes buttery yellow, then when you know that melon is going to be a sweet one. So this one should be as sweet. I'm trying to cut off all the... By the way, also, this is a great knife, but I've also cut myself a couple times with this, so sorry, Ma. All right. So now that I got that all cut, and I think I got all the badness away. These are seeded, by the way, and if you see the seed, that is the exact color of the seed that I planted. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit more, and then, wow, it's a tough cut because of the seeds. So I'm going to be a guinea pig. Actually, no, I'll just use my hands. So now it kind of looks like watermelon. I don't know if you can really see the color. Can you get in real close? All right, here we go. You know, it's not bad. Not bad. It's almost, but not quite, like a cantaloupe as far as the taste goes. It's definitely not sweet, or it's not that sweet. Julia, want to try a piece?
Sure.
Get a picture, man.
Mmm.
It's actually good. What do you think, Julia, besides the seeds?
Besides the seeds, it's good. Very mild.
Very mild. That's what the word I was looking for. It's very mild. You know, as humans, we get used to things quite easily. And one of them being the seed. Having seedless watermelons. So, that's the only thing really stopping me, because I'm used to just eating without the seeds, and now there's a seed in every bite. Wow, a lot of food. Yeah, and I just swallowed like 3 or 4. So, there you have it, first melon. It's perfect. Back to podcast hop. Hey everybody, so good rule of thumb, I just came out from the garden and I picked my first true carrot. I think I was on last season and it was like the size of my pinky. But here we go. Look at this, there's a comparison. There's the size of my head and there's a purple carrot. See if I can zoom out enough. Yeah, purple carrot. Look at the top. See how big the top is? And now this broken finger type of thing. So very cool. I'm excited about it. I'm going to cut it tomorrow. I'm going to try to wash it today and put it in the fridge. And I'll cut it tomorrow and see what it tastes like. But I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so here we are this morning. I kept the carrot overnight because I wanted it to chill, I guess, kind of like what they said with the watermelon. I don't know if that's what you should do or not, but that's what I did. So let me cut up the carrot and then I'm going to try it. So let's look again. So here's the carrot again. Now I did do a little peeling of it. Got rid of some of the this stuff, the root, not the root, I guess the little tendrils, kind of root type of thing. Now let me. I don't have an assistant today, so let me hit pause and then I'm gonna cut it. Okay, so here it is, cut. You can see, and I'm going to eat all these little bits, not on camera, but I'm gonna eat all these little bits. So, back to me. Where's the camera? Over here. So. It's good. Nothing crazy. Just because it's purple doesn't have a different taste. I was hoping maybe it did. It doesn't. Tastes like a carrot. Tongue getting a little purple. Really good. High in antioxidants. Let's see if I get any more throughout the rest of the summer. Purple carrot, everybody. So there we are. With the melon, with the carrot, which by the way, when you saw it, when I washed it, it did look a little weird, and that's because it still had a lot of tendrils growing out of it, which they don't seem to show you in the seed packet. So it wasn't as thick as I wanted, so when I shaved it down from peeling it, there wasn't much, but you saw that there was enough. And it was tasty, just like a carrot was. It was quite interesting, and I look forward to. I have 2 left. I don't know if they're purple. I think one of them may be, but the stalks are not as purplish as the one that I got today. So I don't know if that means it's not, or if it's something else. Because remember, I planted purple and multicolor, which the multicolor had kind of a yellow-white, a yellow, an orange, and a purple on the seed packet cover. Not saying I'm going to get any of them, or maybe a different color, or a hybrid, who knows? I don't know. I've never planted them. Well, I've never planted them and got them before, so there's 2 more in the barrel, so we'll see if I can get those. So on top of that, you want to make sure I had this section for eating, which you saw the carrot and you saw the melon, and it ties in with the gardening, of course. So now people have been asking me a little bit about the loofah. So the loofah, and it's just like what you're thinking. For those of you that are new to my show, first of all, welcome. And second of all, loofah is not a sea creature like a lot of people think. They go to Bed Bath & Beyond, or they go to TJ Maxx, or they go somewhere and they have loofah for sale, and people are like, oh, the sea creature, that's where we're getting the loofah from. There is no such thing as a sea creature called the loofah. The loofah is a plant, actually, and it's very similar in species to the cucumber. So, and not the sea cucumber. This grows on a plant. So, back to the question. So people have been asking me, hey Javier, can you eat the loofah? And the thing is, you can. So the loofah is a very long maturity cycle from blossom to a fully mature loofah that you can pick, and it's dry as a bone, and it looks like the loofah that people are familiar with in the stores. So, but while it's growing, and there's different type of loofah, this is called vanilla loofah, which I believe, I haven't confirmed it, but I believe the reason why it's called vanilla loofah is because at its beginning growth stages, they look like vanilla beans. Now, they're not black like a vanilla bean because it's not a mature vanilla bean, and vanilla beans start out green anyway, but they're about They start out and they start to grow, and they get to about this size, about a little bit longer than the length of my finger, and then they start getting plump towards the bottom, kind of like a dewdrop, but this size, and then it starts to go. And during its maturity cycle, it will lengthen to anywhere from 14 to 20 inches, I've been told. And then can go anywhere from about an inch and a half in circumference to about 3 inches I'm sorry, inch and a half in diameter to about 3 inches in diameter. So right now, the three that I have that are going very well, I have a new one, but I don't want to jinx my luck yet because it's still small, getting a little bulb on the bottom. But the three of the ones that I have that are good size are all, I think the smallest is probably 15 inches and the longest is about 20, 21. So I'm not sure how, I mean, there's always variances, but anyway, so, and they're green still. They're hard on the outside. They have a hard shell now, and they are just churning along. So, the end of their growth cycle, let me back up. While they're green and while they're small, before they start getting really thick, you can eat them like you would if you picked a cucumber from your garden. Wash it, of course, and then eat it. And it has the same taste and consistency, I'm told, as a cucumber. So I didn't want to pick any of the loofah I have because right now I only have 3 plus a little one. And I don't want to jinx it, and I don't want to ruin it, and I want to see how big they get. So I am letting them go. But thanks for asking. That's a very good question because I had to look it up when I first bought the loofah seeds in the first place because I wanted to know if maybe I could taste it. So if I start getting more, then I might sacrifice one while it's still kind of tiny and cut it up for the show and see what it's like. So vanilla loofah. Also, some people ask, well, is it too hot or too variable temperature here in Texas? Well, it turns out, and if you saw my show when I first mentioned vanilla loofah and I first tried to plant it last year, season 2, by the way, you can find it in the archives of Javier In The Air. They were, I wasn't told directly, I was watching this on YouTube, but the gentleman was out in Australia, and I don't remember what part of Australia he was in, and he was saying how the temperatures there were very similar to the temperatures in Texas. And he grows a ton of loofah. He has, like, I'd say, probably an eighth of an acre, so it's probably not that much, but it looked a lot because he has the lattice work growing, so it looks like a hallway that he's going down. And so he says it's perfect. This is a perfect temperature for it. So I also wanted to mention, if I get enough loofah, and if I can get some more to grow, I will sacrifice one, and so we can taste it here on the show and see what we think. Okay, so I think I mentioned in the video, I don't remember, and as you can tell by my shirt, I'm doing this at different times. The carrot, Farmer James and Farmer Zyder told me this just yesterday. One of the ways you can tell if you're watering well enough for your carrots is to get pretty much like a V, where the V occurs in your carrot. So for example, if you have a carrot, now I'm blowing this up larger than obviously the carrot I had, but say this is the top of the carrot that domes, and by the way, when it starts to push out from the soil, that's when you know the carrots are ready. And you want to pluck them fairly shortly after you see that, because what will happen is that critters will get on there and start gnawing on it, and then you have a critter eating carrot, and that's no fun. So say you have the top of the carrot, right? Let me get underneath here. Say you have the top of the carrot, And after you pull it out, you wash it and you get rid of all the soil and everything that's crusted on there, which is what I did. Then you want to see where the V is. Now, what I mean by the V is that it starts, so it's here, so it starts about this wide and works its way down to then you get like just little tip at the bottom. So where that V ends, and you can measure that, where that V ends will determine how deep in the soil your water is actually getting when you water. So the more and deeper you water, not for all vegetables and plants, by the way. I mean, they do want water, but you don't want to drown them. So of course, if you laid out your garden bed, you won't have that problem anyway. So you want to water and you want to measure where that V starts to really cut. It starts to really cut, and then you find out what that depth is, and that'll tell you how far you've been watering your carrots. And again, I'm just saying this for carrots. I haven't confirmed this anywhere else, but I did confirm it with carrots, especially because Farmer James and Farmer Zyda told me, so I know we're good there. So my V was pretty good. It was about 3, maybe 4 inches. So that means I was getting my my watering was penetrating to about 3-4 inches deep into the soil, which is really, I feel, is where I think is a good place to have it, especially for the garden bed, which is only about maybe 12-14 inches deep. So I can't go too deep on there, and it has plenty of filtration and sand at the bottom for drainage, so it's all good. But there's a good rule of thumb for your carrots. So if you'd like to tell me if that works for other vegetables, let me know. Send me a comment, leave me a comment, do whatever you can to get a hold of me. So other things about eating. Well, first, other things about gardening. I'm a little sad as I look out my window and I see that my cherry stick, quote unquote stick, I finally had to accept the truth and realize that it wasn't going to grow, and it wasn't growing, and it wasn't growing. And so I had to pull it and see what I can to do to replace it in that spot. So I got the cherry. It was a dwarf cherry tree that I ordered online and I had sent to me, and I know it was in a poor way because it only had 3 leaves on it, and it just never got more than 3. In fact, those 3 dropped off about a month later after I had transplanted it. Watered it every day, put what I could, checked the soil, did everything I could, but then we had 2 freezes between now and then, and I think that's what killed it. So Friday I was mowing the lawn, and I was checking it like I normally do, trying to determine which one was the stick and which one was the stick, because it came with a planter stick in place so that it will help it grow straight. And as I touched it, it basically snapped off in my hand. So I didn't. It was kind of like leaning over, so I just kind of went like this to straighten it, and it snapped at the base because it was bone dry, which means it had been dead for a while. So I pulled it out, and there was no good root growth. There was nothing. The roots were really what it was when I first planted it. So that being said, I am now looking for something to replace. So if you have an idea of what I can replace it with, now I'm still thinking cherry because I love cherries, but I'm also thinking citrus. So citrus grows fantastic here in the Austin area, Cedar Park area, and they grow quickly. I'm not going to grow an avocado. I don't have the amount of water to do it. Plus, I think it's selfish of me to plant it because of the water that I would use. Plus, I'm not a big fan of avocado anyway. I mean, I'll eat them, but I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta have it, let me plant a tree. No. But I'm also not a super huge fan of a lot of citrus. I like oranges, and I love to eat oranges. But do I want to have 10 million oranges a day? Of course, I can. If I have it in the front yard, I'll probably put a sign and let people come and pick whatever amount of oranges that they can. But I really would like to find something different. I don't want any apples because it spikes my blood sugar, so I'm trying to avoid that. I don't want plums or pluots or nectarines for the same reason. They really spike it hard when you first eat them. and they've tracked that. So citrus is a little bit lower, cherry surprisingly is lower, and berries are low as well. So I can plant berry bushes if I want. And actually, I have the space to kind of put them across from each other, but I wanted to have a tree in the center, a true fruit tree. So I might try a cherry again, I might not. So if you have any suggestions, and if you live in my area and you'd like to see something grown fruit wise so that you can partake in the fruit cornucopia that I may have here sooner or later, then just let me know. Send me a message, send me a note, send me a text, whatever you want, and we'll take a look at that. So let's get to why don't we do our Zen? Let's get to our Zen. I just filmed something in the back. I know I show that a lot, but I really like it. So let me do that in for our moment, our Zen moment. As I sit in my backyard, I think about all the things that are going on. Some of them are easy, some of them are quite hard. And I try to make it all go away in my mind, at least for a little time, while I sit in my backyard. When I sit in my backyard, I look up into the sky, and I see the trees, and I see the clouds in the sky. And I think to myself, this isn't so bad. As I let my eyes wander around in my backyard, I stare up even higher, and I think about the things that drag me down. And I try, and I think, and I smile, and I throw away that frown as I sit here in my backyard. And there's our Zen moment with a lovely little quasi poem, free verse type of thing from Jay Anderson on in my backyard. So nice. So as he talked about, letting the frown go and trying to let feelings of anger and doubt and rage and frustration go while he sits in my backyard. And if you sit in yours, it might be a good thing to do. There's a lot of stuff that happened on this week, which not even bringing up political affiliations are just wrong. It's just wrong. I am not going to lose friends over this. If they do not agree with me, that's fine. That's their opinion and their right as American citizens. And it is also my right as American citizen to think that they're full of it. And so there are a lot of stuff going on, not just the big one that we should all know about by now, Roe v. W., but a lot of other things that were going on this week that could really bring a person down. I am not a sensitive person, overly sensitive person by nature, and people that know me will definitely agree. But I know it's been tough for friends of mine and family members, and there's a lot of doubt as to how the next couple of months, much less couple of years, are going to go, and how what's that going to do for them? How's that going to put them in a different light? I'm looking at hair right there. And so maybe they can go back and listen to my Zen moments, or maybe I'll just have a Zen moment put all together that I'll post on my YouTube site that will give them something to take their mind off of things. So as I've always said on this show, I do not have religion or politics on here. Now, like I said, what I just talked about is not really overtly political. It's just about basic human rights, and we should all have the same. And so it's unfortunate, but that's
that's how things are going right now in this country. So I'm hoping that something like my Zen Moment will help you out a little. It's not going to take by any means anything away, but it might give you a moment of respite, and it might give you a moment of relaxation, and it might give you a moment to recenter yourself for the week ahead. So I'm hoping that that will give somebody some solace and will be good. So let's move on from that, which we have to at this time for my show. We're getting a little bit long here, but I think it's worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a flash to the past on Circle Brewery. They're close to the domain, close to actually very close to the new soccer center. It was back from season 1, and Brother Rob and I actually went out there, not for the soccer or anything. We went out there to drink at Circle Brewery. So this is a blast from the past. I didn't have anything set up after all, like I said I would. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there. So let's go to Spirit Times. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting adventure in Spirit Time. Okay, so I know we said we were only going to go to Hopsfield, but we decided to go ahead and go to Circle Brewery, which is right down the street. So if for those of you who were watching my entire video, you'll notice that I did a Circle Alibi beer review last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. So here we are at Circle Brewery. There's Rob working on his phone because he's a millennial, and so here we are. I went with the Party Pig. It's over there. If I zoom in, I think I can zoom in. Yeah, so right there, the Party Pig, 9.0 ABV. And now I'm doing, let's zoom back out. And this is it. This is a Imperial Porter. It's chocolate, velvety, and unruly, it says. Let's try it. Really good. It's a really good porter. It has that taste of a porter to it, which is like a little bit on the heavy side, but it's what you want from a porter. It finishes well. And by the way, we're just down the street from the from Hopsfield, so we decided to stop in here. What?
Hop Squad.
Oh, Hop Squad. Hop Squad. I think my brother's drunk. Not me, but he is. So anyway, we're new with the Party Pig. What did you wind up having, Rob?
The Double Blur.
So he had the Doppel Blur, which is 7.7. It's a Hefeweizen. It's supposed to have a sweet banana cream to it, taste to it. So what do you think?
8 thumbs up.
8 thumbs up. Look at that, 8 thumbs up on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one 8 thumbs up as well. So there we go from Circle Brewing. Thank you. Okay, and there you have it, everybody. Another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. I hope this brought a little laughter and or joy and or I don't know, consternation maybe. Just trying to use my big words today. I didn't use enough, so I'm trying to jam them all into this this exciting portion. So if you have a mom and pop organization, you have a mom and pop business, you have a local business, you do not have a local business, but you watch the show anyway, and you'd like to be on to promote your business, then just reach out to me and let me know. Drop me a line, drop me a letter, smoke signal, the bat signal. Anything and everything that you can to get a hold of me, and I will certainly have you on the show. If you'd like to be a co-host for an episode, I more than welcome you. Please let me know, and I can get you on here. I can make room in my office so that we can sit. I got extra cameras so that we can certainly have both of us going at the same time, and we can shoot about anything except for the big two that I mention all the time. So reach out, let me know. I'd like to get Maya, if you're watching this, I'd like to get her on the show to talk about something that she does called Gish. It seems like I'm sure I'm butchering it, but it seems like it's kind of like an adult, for adults, as in for people above the age of 18, nothing scavenger hunt. So if you know what Gish is and you'd like to be on the show with her, then by all means let me know. If not, I'd like to get her on maybe in the next couple of weeks, and she can talk a little bit about what Gish is and what it means. And she's always looking for particular types of people that she needs to get for her scavenger hunt. So she can always go on here and let us know what she needs, and we'll see what we can do for her. So there's that. 4th of July is coming up this weekend. I hope everybody is having some fun. I know I'll be having fun helping my new company move into our new headquarters out there on Mopac. And no, Ma, it doesn't change my commute. I'm still driving about the same mileage there and back. So, but it'll be an exciting because it's going to be more of a straight shot for me, I hope. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure I'll update you over the next couple of weeks. And so if anybody has any other interest that they'd like to be on the show and talk about, I'll get you on here. Just let me know. So next week, probably as long as I can squeeze it in, we'll talk a little bit about 4th of July, what that means to people. See if there's any fireworks anywhere that I can get. I think there's a burn ban in place, so we may not be able to see anything. And just have a good fun, and maybe I'll get a 3-day weekend. We'll see how it goes. So hope everybody has a good week, and remember that Zen moment when you need it. Come and find it and watch it. And thank you all for watching, and y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks a lot.